This is a this is a educational video about the anomalies found in the Apollo Image Gallery. This is the front page of the Project Apollo archive, displaying image 131 in a set of 421. You can see a small image there. Well, and then you have the high resolution supposedly high resolution of 469 kilobytes. Wow. Not even 1 megabyte. That's how shitty they plastered this deal. So on this side you see the list of the sites that were visited, which are not even a quarter of the entire deal. So let me enlarge it, because if you use the zoom in the camera, you're not gonna see it but blur. And you can see pre-Apollo, early Apollo, Apollo 1, Apollo 7, Apollo 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, Saturn 5, post-Apollo search, and full Hasselblad magazines. Imagine, in that full Hasselblad magazine, it is incredible what's there. But of course, you have to manipulate the monitor to even see a little bit of what's really there, which they thought they got rid of everything, but not really, because that was the early days, and they have about a billion other images to worry about. Every single image from the Cassini, the Galileo, the Voyager. Oh my God. Well, I went back to the Mercury, and I found anomalies in space, on Earth skies. Every single pre-Apollo flight was monitored by objects. And I can show you, I will show you that. There is so much work here that it will take me years to get through all of it. Sincerely, I need help. I need every single person that is interested in finding the truth to go and do this along with me, not with me, but on his own, and show everyone else. And I will put my email address so we can exchange information, because that's the key. The key to unlocking the truth and spreading the truth around is information, gathering and dissemination. So you see right here, the images, numbers, and a brief description of what. So this the beginning of the images are all about the preparation for the Apollo launch. So we don't want to go into that. We just want to go into the moon stuff and all the transition from Earth orbit into the lunar orbit and landing. Look, there's some places where they put triple crater number 2. I mean, they don't even have a name for the place. It says the number. lunar surface, small crater, book prints, solar wind experiment, blah, 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 all of that. So imagine how much stuff is there that you have to go through, that it will take you a long time to sort it out. One person, it will take forever. This gnomon, this deal here is a little thing that looks like a wheelbarrow, and it has a solar collector in it. And it has other instruments that they place, like the seismograph, the several things that they put up on the surface, and they do. And I compare, and this Apollo 12, I chose this one specifically because Dr. Berggruen showed a photograph of an astronaut imitation that these entities in the moon showed to the Apollo 12 crew that they could imitate an astronaut, even the lunar module. They did an imitation, but it turned, after a while, the thing turns into a bizarre something. It's indescribable. That's what I say. Any investigator that does not mention Dr. Norman Berggruen, who was the top scientist on the Voyager 1 and 2 missions, it doesn't know anything about this phenomena. In fact, what he says is correct, that UFO is a total wrong, is the wrong term to call this craft, because he established that they use electromagnetic energy and they do everything using electromagnetism. So he is correct. I have proved, I have been able to corroborate about 95% of everything that he said in the conference and in his book that he wrote in 1989. The book is being sold by a speculator for like $2,000 to $3,000 in some cases. You cannot find that book anywhere, but it's for free in a website that I had. I had the website name, and I will post it in every video that I will post from load up from now on. So people need to know all those. The material in that book is unequal. Nobody knew about that book until the conference by the same name, Ringmakers of Saturn, which is the right title. The rings of Saturn are artificially made by those electromagnetic vehicles, EMVs. So when you see the term EMV, that's what that means, electromagnetic vehicles. And that's why he say that if you call him UFO, you lost it. You right there, you defeated yourself, because we know already how they use, what they use, and how they move around, and how they achieve these incredible feats. And it's true, and they hide in plain sight using electromagnetic energy, bending light waves. It's possible to be invisible in front of you because the human eye only go up to certain light wavelength. And cameras are the only thing that captures infrared, ultraviolet. Well, that's another deal. But anyway, this is the Apollo 12, and this is how you gotta do your deal. I'm using a monitor, which is really a TV 55-inch, and it's 8 million pixels to 1 ratio refresh rate. That means that it is very high definition. It's not the newest, because I bought it 2 years ago, and it's only now that I discovered how to defeat some of the tampering that they did on images. It's not everything, but at least you can see some of it, which is a big plus, because the images are worthless. And Dr. Bergeron said you cannot work with those images because of the way they tamper with. Imagine on the Clementine project, they took 2,600,000 images, or 700,000 images. They only published 700 out of that many, out of 2,700,000. So they are 2,670,000 and 90 whatever images that they didn't, that they kept. Imagine what's in those images. And then every time the same thing is Google Earth is doing. Every time they get a new version, that means they deleted more stuff, because already people found out a lot of stuff. So what they do is they see, oh, they discovered this and that. Well, the new version is not going to have any of that. So they keep deleting, and so they allowing us to give them the information about what's there so they can take it out. So the future generation will not even get to see what we discovered. That's why it's important to record whatever you find that is proven to be the right anomaly, especially in this one that I'm going to show you. I already posted 1,100 images or works that I've done. But anyway, this is the Apollo 12 image. This is on the lunar surface. This is the crater number 3, which is what we're gonna see. AS 12 47 68 92. So I have to go back. Surveyor crater, imagine they don't even have names for a lot of craters that they work on. The anomalies in space, they're dark. You have to brighten up the monitor using the settings. You have to brighten up, and if it's on the ground, you have to darken them. Sometimes you have to take the color off so you can see, because the color sometimes impede seeing the shape of the object. Especially with this camera I have, that is very sensitive to color, to solid colors. If it's blue, it's gonna be super blue. If it's red, the same thing. So I have 2 filters on. And there he is, triple crater, trench area, smoke area, lunar surface, solar wind, blah, blah, blah. AS 12, 47, 68, 92. So I still have to go through 47, 68, 91, 68, 92. Anyway, here is Crater 2, 276 to 273, Earth rise. So here we go. What you're looking at here is the blue space. I mean the dark space, and then there's the blue anomalies. In that, two blue dots appears. It's only 200% large, the screen, 200% enlargement. There is the big anomaly first. So you can see right there that this big object, I don't know what that is, but it is huge compared to look at the ground. That's the ground. That's how the picture was posted. Imagine how shitty this NASA asses. This is the normal picture that they posted for us. This overbrightened deal. You can see nothing there, so Dr. Bayron is 100% correct. You can't work with something like that. But that's why we're gonna use the monitor setting to defeat some of it. So we punch F11 to get rid of the upper bar. Now let's manipulate the settings. We're gonna see the first was in space, so we gotta brighten up the screen big time. Sharpen big time. Color, well, it's enough, this much color. Just a little bit more than the usual. Tint doesn't make any difference. In the advanced, we're gonna go the gamma. It's on medium, we're gonna make it high. So it'll give you better definition on the edges of the object. So here is the object. A strange ass object. Okay, since we have, so here's a picture, and we get rid of the upper leading edge so we can see what's in the picture with less. Look at that. What that is was an excellent question. What the hell would that be? There's gotta be one gigantic ass object to be, and then look at the blue objects in the background. Look, when you enlarge 1,000%, then you see what the object looks like up close. That's why you have to always use enlargement of the screen to see what's up close, because that's something they didn't count on. And most of the investigators don't use that because they don't get it. from far away, a rock, it looked like a rock. When you get closer, it wasn't a rock, it was a freaking craft. So, let me make it small so you to see the entire environment. And that's that too. I don't know what that is, but it is big. It is big now, it is enormous. Now what is gonna shock you is what's in front of Earth. Look at that electromagnetic object that is as big as Earth. Look at that, right there. And it had colors on it, green, brown, purple, blue, and it had structures all over. This thing is structurized. Look, it even has some kind of a spherical deal. It is huge. Look, that's Earth seen from the lunar surface. Or from orbit, I guess. Because they haven't landed at this point. So imagine that. And then you cannot say that that was an atmospheric aberration because there is no atmosphere on the moon as thick as Earth. They do have one, but it's thin. So it wouldn't be able to account for that object in front of Earth. Just imagine how big. If Earth is 25,000 miles around, so that half right there is about 14,000 miles. Just that part of the circumference. This part. So that's pretty close to 14,000 miles long. Imagine, we can only see the upper part of the craft, or the object. It is a craft because in the other pictures it appears next to it, then it appeared over. So it was in sequence moving around the Earth while these guys were taking pictures from the moon. So look at that. Let's make the image smaller to show you. See, that's the moon surface, that far away is Earth. But they made the Earth look smaller probably because of that. Because the Earth looks a lot bigger from the moon. Believe me, if we can see a huge ass moon when it's rising from here, and the moon is apparently the size of Africa, and we can see that gigantic ass thing rising from the horizon, you tell me that the Earth is gonna look that small rising from the horizon when the Earth is about 10 times bigger than the moon? Yeah, right. So that object is enormous. For some reason, they didn't delete it because they didn't see it and they didn't think anybody would find it. Don't be surprised they take it out and delete it after this. So And there's a bunch of blue objects all over the place in space around the Earth. There is one, two over there. See? There's one. It looks like a rectangular something. It has a rectangular flavor to it. See that? So the light that you see is not really the entire object, it's only the illuminated part of the object. So let's see what else is out there. There is another one, blue. It's darker blue. So it made me think that it's a little further away, and it's not just a round deal, but it looks like a weird shape. Look at that. If we use the blue filter, it shows a little more, but not necessarily. So you see, it's a lot of anomaly. It's just a matter of using the monitor settings to see them, because if you don't, you're not gonna see but a tiny blue dot, maybe, if you got eagle eyes. Because I do see every single picture. I've been studying for 11 years, so I pretty much can catch most of the anomalies in images. But the secret is to enlarge them 1,000% when you can. See, because then it'll be a tiny dot. See the other blue one, you don't see it. Now there is another one right next to up to the object, which is not the blue one. I just show you this one right here. That's another rectangular deal right there. See? Look at that. Now I'm gonna take the filters out, and that's gonna give me even more. There you go. Now I don't have the filters, and I can see even more details on the dark object. I mean, in the dark of space. Check it out. See, the deal is that if you use the zoom from the camera, it's gonna blur at certain point. At certain point, it's gonna blur. So that's the bad part. The con. The pro is that you can enlarge it and see more, but the con is that you can only use it a little bit, and then it will get blurry. So those are the most visible objects so far, and the blue one that is somewhere around there, somewhere in the picture. Now somebody with Photoshop expertise can make this photo become incredibly nice. So let's show the huge object, which is exactly like the one that the Hubble telescope captured around the rings of Saturn. And I'm pretty sure you've seen the object. It looks exactly like it, except this one is blue and that one is like whitish blue and other color greenish. But it has the same flavor, like a wedge. So imagine that object will cover the entire sky anywhere on Earth. You will see the entire object. I mean, you will see nothing but the bottom of the object. You won't see the sky. But because they use technology and bend light and they can become transparent, they have that technology. Electromagnetism is incredible. Everything is ruled by that. And vibration. You can vibrate at different frequency and you can achieve all kinds of things. Pass through walls by matching the vibrational frequency. Everything is in frequencies. And a frequency is nothing but a wave, light wave, in different type of environment. Water, air, anything. So now let's see, there's another blue object right there. Boom. Let's see, there's another cube. Not really. Check it out. This one is not a cube or a rectangle. This is something different, but it's blue. So think about how much they've been hiding from us. Now, that's the side of the window, the part right there. That side of the lunar module window, the command module. That they're floating right now over the moon. They're orbiting the moon at this point on the Apollo 12. So here's the big tubular object that it takes 90% of the screen size. Look at that. It's so big that you can see details when you zoom with the camera. I mean, you don't even have to zoom that much. Check it out. Look at the weirdness. That's what's over the surface of that tubular object. I can tell you right now that you will see faces, figures of faces and eyes, and that's mostly because that's what they do. They're very narcissistic, these entities. So look at here. Look at here. There you see a pair of eyes right there. With a reptile pupil right there. See, there's an eye, there's the other eye right there. Arrgh. Angry look. Then there's another face right there, and there's more structure, but those are all structures. It's not really the entities, just structures. They make them like that, always showing their angry faces. Just look at the size of this enormous object, and it bends. It has a protruding part right there. That is just incredible, my friend. You can see it's greenish, bluish, yellow, and brown. Those are their colors. It and it has this curvy part right here, and another protruding deal that goes around that. Wow, look at that right there. That seems to be some kind of a mechanical deal there, round. Just imagine how big that deal is that let me make it smaller. Look at that. Apollo 12. I chose that Apollo 12 because it's the one that Dr. Bergen was talking about, that the entities show to them most. Apollo 11 must have seen a lot, but not as many things as these people had. But we just don't know because the information is not, we don't really know that much at all. It's only things like this that we have been, and some whistleblowers that have come forward, like Dr. Ken Johnston. He found a woman and a man in the room where the images were being processed, and they were deleting. They called themselves the erasers. And he caught him erasing images, the painters. They were painting over the images in the original film. He got pissed off because he was gonna show these other scientists, an engineer, he was gonna show them all these lighted domes inside a crater, and when he got in the room, these two persons, a man and a woman, were there deleting everything from the master tape. And they got him really angry. So look at this blue object right here under that thing. There's another weird shape to it. Look at that. Boom. It's right under that gigantic tube, which I'm pretty sure is an electromagnetic vehicle like the one in front of Earth. I said the one in front of Earth is way bigger than this one. See, this is it. So that blue object is far from this tube, which you can see hardly anything except those glowing parts. Look, there's another blue deal. Oh, those are the two ones I showed up first. And there is that one I just showed. Then there is another two right above that one. Apparently those are further. Oh, there is more structure in the dark. Check it out. There is more stuff that I couldn't see earlier. Wow. So you see the anomalies that are most visible out of that picture. Look at that. The wedge, the gigantic ass wedge, the blue deal here, the other deal here, and another deal up here, blue. gets blurred because I zoom with the camera. So that's why it's not a good idea to zoom in with the camera that much, because it's just gonna blur the image. That's why the picture has to be enlarged itself as much as you can. And when you do that, it preserves 90% of the original shape. So, while if you zoom with the camera, you lose 90% of the shape of the object. As soon as you pass certain limit, certain part of the zooming, so you cannot even zoom 1/4%, it would blur at that point. Even 1/4, you have to do less, like 5% zoom. That's about it with the camera, with this camera. Maybe with an expensive one, you could have 20 megapixels or more. So you see right there, those are the anomalies in space. There might be some more if you continue. Oh, look at that part right there on the upper right. So look at this. This is the first anomaly I show. See, that's about it. You can enlarge it more than that. At this point, already lost the. So this is about as much as you can use in zoom on an image. It's not the same if you zoom outside, outdoors, than if you zoom on an image on TV. So check this out. This is the upper part of the image. We missed this part right here. Check it out. Check that out. That is weird. It's all hidden in the part. It's like you maybe with the Photoshop you probably can enhance the brighter, make it a lot brighter and see much more than what I'm showing here. The object is like very large. It continues to the right, but it got dark. So see if there's anything I can do to enhance the image in the settings. Percent Check it out. I see that the object continues here. I see the upper leading edge, and I see the bottom edge and that protruding deal with these bright spots. And that's it. You can see nothing else. So let's go back. Look what the object looks like. That's the other, all those bright points of light, weird stuff. Weird shapes, sorry. And then you can see around Earth, there is some green. That's what I think that why we cannot see the right, the surface of the moon the right way and the color, because they have a screen, a shield, a holographic shield placed over the Earth, and look at the tubes. We just don't know nothing about the truth. Reality is much more incredible than science fiction. We have not been told nothing. They want to keep us dumb and stupid as they can make us. Oh, I'm running out of memory in the card. That's too bad. Because now it's time to show what's on the surface of the moon. So let's dark this deal right quick. Now you can hardly see the blue deal, but now you can see what's on the surface of the moon. There are structures there, colorful too. Look at that. I mean, structure is nothing. Sculptures. That's where you're gonna find the most incredible sculpture structure. Look at that right there. Boom. This thing right here. Look at that. This is when the filters really comes into place to help. Just look at that, my goodness. show you something here. Look at that blue object stuck into the ground right there. The object easily is about 10 miles large, easily, because they are far away from the surface. They're flying about 10,000 feet up or more. The object is far away from them. Look at that. That's how far they are from that object. But there is even more. There's so many anomalies that it's just hard to understand how we just don't know nothing. Look at that black deal right there, that tube, another thing sticking into the ground. And there is even more. It's just it's being blurred to death.